Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going through this Majlis of Hazrat Mufti Mahmud Sahib Rahmatullah Ali, and he is discussing the benefits of Suhbat. The person has got the company of the Mashayikh or the company of the Buzrugan-e-Deen. The person has got a Shaykh. So how the person benefits from this Suhbat. So we discussed one or two incidents. So there is another incident mentioned here. Hazrat Maulana Kifayatullah Sahib Rahmatullah Ali. So he was living in Gango. He had studied in Saharanpur and he also taught for a while in Saharanpur. He was bay'at to Hazrat Shaykhul Hind Rahmatullah Ali, and Shaykhul Hind Rahmatullah Ali at this particular time was imprisoned in Malta. So Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib, one day he woke up and he was busy with his dhikr. And all of a sudden he got this urge to commit suicide. So he even took a knife and he's looking at the knife and looked outside at the well. He's considering the two options. Must he commit suicide with the knife or must he go and drown himself in the well? But he was a person of ilm also, and Allah Ta'ala protected him. He didn't do any of this. But at the same time, he realized that he now requires some suhbat. He needs to go into the company of some pious person. But his sheikh is now in prison in Malta. Those fans in the back. So he contacted Hazrat Maulana Khalid Ahmad Saharanpuri Sahib Rahmatullah Ali to request him that this is my condition, this is what I'm experiencing, and I need your help. So Hazrat Maulana Khalid Ahmad Sahib wrote back to him and he said that I am amazed that why did you ever consider me capable for such a huge task to sort out this problem of yours? Why are you turning to me? I can't sort out this problem of yours. Now this was their humility. So khair, he was now in a pareshani now, Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib, that he can't stay with this condition. On Khalil Ahmad is telling him that I can't help you. So he decided to go to Thana Bhavan, to Maulana Ashraf Ali Sahib, Thanvi Rahmatullah Ali. So he took the train, but the train had to come through Saharanpur, from Meerut, Saharanpur, then from Saharanpur, we go Thana Bhavan. So when he came to Saharanpur, he missed the connecting train. So he decided to go to the madrasa and spend the night, or wait till the next train. And he'll come and buy a ticket, take the next train and go. So when he went to the madrasa, Mazahirul Ulum, at the madrasa he met Hazrat Maulana Khalid Ahmad Sahib Rahmatullah Ali. But there were other people also sitting there, so Maulana Khalid Ahmad didn't speak anything. After everybody had gone, so again he told him, he said, it's amazing that such a learned person like yourself should have such high expectations from me. That you wrote to me and you expecting me to help you with this task. So listen to the jawab now, Mufti Kifayatullah gave him. So Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib told him, he said, Hazrat, if anybody were to state that you are not qualified for the task, then that is not any criticism on you. However, it is criticism of Hazrat Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi Sahib Rahmatullah. That how come he gave you Khilafat? Was he in the habit of just giving unqualified people Khilafat? So when Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib heard this answer, then he remained quiet. And Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib told him, and the very door through which you have attained all that you have, I have also been reared there. In other words, by Maulana Rashid Ahmad Sahib. This is why I have a claim over you. Telling him, I have a claim over you. So Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib then, on hearing this, told him, first he remained silent for a while, and then he told him, it's alright, stay over. In other words, don't proceed to Tanabowan now, stay over. In the evening, after Isha, just before Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib used to now leave to go home, so he called Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib, and he explained to him how to make the Bara Tasbih, with some modifications, what Muraqabah to make, whatever, he explained it to him. Bara Tasbih, for those that don't know, so it is 200 times La ilaha illallah, and every few times you'll say Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Our Hazrat Maulana Abdul Haq Magda Sahib, Dawud Barakatuh, he says that in between must make this dua. Oh Allah, I ask of you to liven my heart with the nur of your ma'rifat. Allahumma inni as'aluka an tuhya qalbi bi nuri ma'rifatik. So you read 200 times La ilaha illallah, 400 times illallah, 600 times Allah, and then 100 times Allah. Allah, you put it a little bit. So it comes to 13 tasbihs, but it's called Bara Tasbih, 12 tasbih. Ji. So anyway, he gave him some instructions on how to make the Bara Tasbih. And he told him that in the last portion of the night, go and sit in the room above the Mehman Khana. And make the zikr loudly there. Your voice must reach me. So Hazrat Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib's house was close by. That's what you must make the zikr audibly. I must be able to hear you. Now Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib, from that time when he had that experience, he couldn't make zikr now. So he's telling Hazrat that I'm unable to make zikr and shaghal. So Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib told him, don't worry. And then he told him that, see, whatever you were doing, you continue doing it. One person had come to our Hazrat. In other words, Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi Sahib Rahmatullah Ali, who was suffering from the same ailment that you are suffering from. And Hazrat Gangohi Rahmatullah Ali gave him the same set of instructions. So in other words, don't worry, this also is coming from Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi Sahib Rahmatullah Ali. So as per instruction, now this is the thing, when you are looking for help, then you must listen to what the Shaykh is telling you to do, you have to carry it out. So Maulana Kifayatullah Sahib got up and he commenced his zikr. So Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib, he used to come to the madrasa at Subah Sadiq time. So as his routine, he came. For a while he used to sit silently in Muraqabah, wait for Fajr, read his Fajr, and after Fajr, he used to sit for a while and then he used to go home. So he came, he saw Mufti Kifayatullah, asked him, how are you feeling? So he said that I am experiencing some sukoon. What some sukoon? I'm feeling at ease. That urge that I had is no longer there. So Hazrat told him, very good, come and sit here. So he took him to his room, but he made him sit outside. He told him, like, you just sit here. Made him sit outside, directly in front of the door. He went inside and he closed the door. So Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib is explaining, he says, I don't know what he was doing inside. I don't know what he was doing inside, but suddenly I experienced something as if to say my heart had been gashed open. And he is massaging my heart. He's massaging my heart. And when he's doing this, bloody and some like a dirty material is coming out of the heart. So he's saying, I became startled and I opened my eyes. Hazrat is nowhere to be seen. Nothing is happening, but I'm feeling this. The room door was firmly closed, everything. So this continued right till Ishraq time. Until Ishraq time, this continued. So normally he would come out of his room after having performed Ishraq. So when he came out, he asked me, what's your condition now? So I replied, I have got complete itminan. Complete itminan. I am experiencing complete peace. So he told him, alright, come with me. Because he was going now to teach Bukhari Sharif. So he took him to the Bukhari lesson. Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib says that the nur I experienced in that particular Bukhari lesson, I never experienced anywhere in my life. And I never want the lesson to stop. But it was Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib's habit that his Bukhari lesson used to be very brief. But I didn't want the lesson to stop. So I started asking questions to make the lesson longer. And Maulana Khalil Ahmad Sahib is answering, and he's saying also, you won't find this in the kitab. Sometime I'm asking a question, he's giving an answer, and he's saying that on this answer, somebody can make this objection, and he's giving an answer to that objection. So like that, the lesson was long. So afterwards, I mentioned to him that my intention was to go to Tanabon. So what must I do? So he said, no, you go. You must go. Go to Tanabon. However, on your return, you must stay one more night. There's still some defect remaining. So you say, I'm thinking to myself, now what defect can still be remaining here? So he went to Tanabon, and on his return, he says he stayed in Saharanpur for another 2 more days. So he says that this defect that I was unaware of was forcefully brought to my attention, brought to my notice. So he says, again, after Fajr, I was made to sit in Muraqabah in front of the door outside Hazrat's room. This time I experienced that something was being filled in my heart. Not being taken out, something was being filled in my heart. This something produced strength and power in my heart. It brought cheer and happiness to my heart. I realized during the first visit, all the filth had been removed. And on the second visit, strength and power was now being instilled. When Hazrat came out, he said, now inshallah, you will experience both peace and tranquility. Now you are free to leave. You can go. So all these are the blessings of Suhbat. This task cannot be performed by a medical doctor. I remember our Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali, he mentioned that once, one Buzurg, I forget the name, he went for an operation. So, in the hospitals, they tell you they're there to help you, but before they can do anything, they make you sign that if we kill you, you can't hold us responsible. So, they gave him the paper to sign, and then they want your next of kin, So this Buzurg, he wrote his Sheikh's name, and what's the relation, you put the person's name, then they want to know what's your relation, so he put spiritual doctor, Ruhani Tabib. So, the doctors were a bit amazed, they asked him, what is this Ruhani doctor, spiritual doctor? So he said, no, where all your machines fail, where your machines stop, that's where he takes over. Say, where you all stop now. You all can't go further than that. And that's where he takes over. So they wanted an explanation to this. So he said, no, you must call all the doctors, everybody here. Then I'll explain to you. Because he wanted to give them some ta'neem. So then he mentioned to them that, see, all your equipment that you got, all your machines that you got, can you check how much jealousy I got in me? Can you check how much kina I got in me? All these are, so they said, no, our machines can't do that. I said, then that's what I'm explaining to you. Where your machines stop, that's where he takes over. But then the relationship needs to be like that. The relationship also must be like that. So major problems, you see this, Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they originally had the suhbat of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Tabi'een had the suhbat of Sahaba radiallahu anhum. Tabu'ut Tabi'een, they had the suhbat of the Tabi'een. And like that, the chain, it came down to us. Major problems, very, very complicated issues. A person thinks he's got a very complicated issue. But if he goes in the suhbat of the Shaykh, and he just listens to what's said to him, his problem is solved. And if he wants to compound the problem in his own head and use his own logic and allow his nafs to ride him and shaitan to make him a fool, that's his problem. But if he just listens what the Shaykh is saying, immediately his problem is solved. Complex problems, immediately it is solved, sorted out. There's no problem after that. So Hazrat Thanvi Rahmatullah Ali says that whenever I was assailed with doubts or uncertainties, I would go to sit in the company of Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi Sahib Rahmatullah Ali. They were Pir Bhais also, but Maulana Rashid Ahmad was his senior. So he said I used to go and sit in his company. Because Haji Imdadullah Sahib Rahmatullah Ali was gone to Makkah Mukarramah. So he said, I used to go sit by Maulana Rashid Ahmad. And he says, sometimes the questions that I had in my mind will be answered in the majlis without me even asking. Sometimes somebody else will ask the same questions, I'll get my answers. Sometimes without asking anything, the majlis will be about what question I had in my mind. And sometime nothing will be said, but the doubts will be gone. And sometime I will ask the question and no answer will be given, but itminan will come in the heart. So the question arises that how does this thing happen? How does it happen? Right? That you go, you sit in the company of the Shaykh, your questions are answered, your doubts, provided is a proper Shaykh. So, person must be a Shaykh Kamil. Then a person experiences these things. And there must be no matlab, and there mustn't be pretense. A murid mustn't be a murid of pretense. That now in front of the Shaykh, you got a different face. When he's out, he got a different face. He only makes the Shaykh hear what he wants him to hear. He's not opening up, not opening himself up and having an honest relationship with the Shaykh, So, the fears is from Allah Ta'ala. The fears is from Allah Ta'ala. The Shaykh doesn't have anything of his own. It's from Allah Ta'ala. When Allah Ta'ala had allowed for us to take bay'at to our Hazrat Maulana Dawood Rahmatullah Ali, so Hazrat mentioned, he said that this taking of bay'at, it's like an electrical cord. So this cord is running. When you attach a light to it, you put different fittings. Each time you put a fitting, you attach a light comes on. The current is flowing. How many lights you put, the lights will come on. So when you take bay'at, you have connected yourself to that current. How much what you got, that's how much you'll pull. But you've connected yourself to that current. So Hazrat used to say that this current is running, Allah Ta'ala is sending the current. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Sahaba Naunum, Tabi'een, Tabu'ut Tabi'een, then all our Mashayikh coming down. That's why in Hadith, a scholar of Hadith, he is looking for a short sanad. Must be less links between him and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But in the Tasawwuf, more links the better. More links the better, because there's more akabirin in the line. So it's like you get connected to this current. So Allah Ta'ala is the one who causes the benefit. As long as there is ikhlas from both sides, Allah Ta'ala is the one that causes the benefit. Nobody else can make anybody benefit. Once, when our Hazrat Maulana Dawood was flying, he was going overseas probably for Umrah or going Karachi. No, he was going for Umrah. He was going for Umrah. The airport was still the old airport near Spingo Beach. So, other people may have been going to meet Hazrat with ikhlas. Hazrat is going, take his du'as, etc. We may have been going to collect a chocolate. Hazrat used to give chocolate when he was leaving, or give something. So, we went there, then Hazrat used to give some parting advices before he left, and he used to engage in du'a, etc. So we sat in one corner, one side, and Maulana Naeem Motada Sahib was there, Hazrat's son-in-law, and I think Maulana Shabir Asmal Sahib was there, if I can remember correctly. There were 3-4 ulama there. So Hazrat called the ulama that were sitting there, and he made them come and sit near him. So I was sitting there also, so he made me sit next to him. And then he mentioned one example. He said, no, he mentioned at that time, he said, ulama, come sit close, because you will be able to understand these things and you'll be able to pass it on, explain it to others. So then he gave this example. He said, they see a mother's chest. If you have to open it, there's blood inside. The blood is napak, and the blood is harmful if you have to drink. But when the mother has a child, and the child cries, the mother, she only wants the well-being of the child. And the child only gets comfort by the mother. So the child cries for the mother. The child is crying out of hunger. So when the child cries out of hunger, and the child's attention is on the mother, and the mother has got the well-being of the child at heart, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala converts that najis blood to pure milk. The najis blood, which is harmful, Allah ta'ala converts it to pure milk, which is now nourishment, it is now of benefit to the child. So Hazrat mentioned that this ta'alluq with the Shaykh is like that. That when the murid, the disciple is sincere, he's really seeking guidance. He really wants guidance. And his focus is on his Shaykh. He's got true muhabbat. He's not sitting there with 50 question marks in his head and all this mediocre type of a relationship and all that. His relationship also is with istiqamat, is with steadfastness. And he's honest in his relationship. Then, when he comes in the company of his Shaykh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instills within the Shaykh what words to speak, what to say, that will be a means of benefit for the murid. So Allah Ta'ala is the one who does all of this. It is not that the Shaykh got some psychic powers or something, now he can read your mind and he can... No. You come with ikhlas. The Shaykh also must have ikhlas. He mustn't be looking at the pockets of the murids now. I can get this out of this one, get that out of that one, needs this favor from that one. No. He mustn't be looking at that. He must have the well-being of the murid at heart. That how can this person get connected with Allah? And then the murid must also come with that how can I get connected with Allah? The murid mustn't come to show face. He is coming to show face now. No, he is also coming because I want to get connected with Allah. Now when the Shaykh is wanting to connect that person with Allah, that person also wants to get connected with Allah, then Allah Ta'ala causes the current to flow. What we call about fairs and fuyus and all that. That is what it is. Hazrat Magda Sahib, the other day, Hazrat didn't have Majlis that week. And I was just missing him a lot now. Didn't see him on Thursday. So I was just missing him a lot. So I said, no, let me just take a drive and go away and just see Hazrat. You just get to see him, then your heart is at ease. So I went there, it was Sunday. So I read Zohar Namaz there and managed to meet Hazrat. So he said, there was somebody else sitting there. So he told that person, he says, see who's here. What he says. Came from very far. Normally we're not there, we're now in Manasburg. He came from very far, see who's here. So then I went to make salam with Hazrat. Then he's saying, you came? So I said, no, I just came to make mulaqat. And Hazrat said, you see, love pulls. He said, love pulls. This thing about the heart, what Mufti Kifayatullah Sahib is explaining, how he felt his heart, Rashid Sahib. There's an explanation he gave, right? What he felt in his mind. One day, it was Ramadan Sharif, we were sitting for i'tikaf. Hazrat Patel Sahib Rahmatullah Ali. So Hazrat used to sit sometime after the Majlis or after the Salah, some people coming to ask, some questions or whatever. So we used to sit away. Because he's talking something, sometimes it's a private thing. So we used to sit a little bit in the back. So the one day I was sitting in line with Hazrat, but right in the back of the masjid. And I was just looking at him. And he was leading whoever was coming to ask. Sitting there, later on I explained to Hazrat, I'm telling him that I can't put it in words. I can't put it in words what I was experiencing. Yeah. There was like a direct current. But I can't put it in words. I can't explain this, what was happening. I didn't mention this thing to anybody. I don't know why I'm mentioning it to you all today. But now the Shaykh must be new. This fellow's heart is so dirty, you need to clean it a little bit. So he's started cleaning or doing something. Allah Ta'ala knows what he was doing. But Allah Ta'ala makes something happen. Allah Ta'ala makes something happen. Allah must give us that ikhlas. Allah give us a true heart. We're really seeking Allah Ta'ala. We want Allah Ta'ala. And Allah, on both sides there must be sincerity. Allah Ta'ala's help must come. Allah Ta'ala's assistance and help must come. When Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali came, he gave a Jummah bayan in Masjid al-Taqwa. When he spoke on this ayat, Yahdillahu, Allahu Yahdi may yasha'u ila sirati mustaqim. And then he explained that this students who are studying Arabic, the meaning is Allah Ta'ala gives hidayat to the straight path to whomsoever Allah wills. But the opposite is also true. Not the opposite, but this meaning is also true. That Allah Ta'ala gives hidayat to the straight path to whoever wants it, whoever wills it, whoever is desiring it. Allah Ta'ala makes the means, and Allah Ta'ala will give that person hidayat. Why must Allah Ta'ala deprive the person of hidayat? Mubarak months now, Rajab is already over. Shaban is right here. Rajab last couple days left. Shaban is on our doorstep. Now is the time, Allah Ta'ala softens our hearts also. Shab-e Barat is coming up. These are great moments. It's the time we must take our Islah seriously. Our connection with Allah Ta'ala, take it seriously. Remove our gaze from everything else. Put our gaze on Allah Ta'ala. Allah Pak give us tawfiq. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Allahumma lakal hamdu kulluh wa lakal shukru kulluh. Allahumma rabbana faghfir lana dhunubana wa kaffir anna sayyiatina wa tawaffana ma'al abrar. اللهم إنا نسألك الصحة والعفة والأمانة وحسن الخلق والرضا بالقدر. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من كل شر ما استعاذ منه نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. أنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. الحمد لله.